Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a plan with me for the week of May 6th through May 12th using this kit from TaylorMade Creative Planning called Roses, foiled in rose gold. I grabbed the standard 4-page kit plus, you see me drop a page here, plus a page of the florals. I love the self-care, the relaxation vibes from this kit. I chose to use this kit as my Mother's Day kit because that's kind of how she also, I wouldn't want to say the word advertised, but she kind of showed it off as a Mother's Day kit. And I thought that was absolutely perfect because as a mom of a 18-month-old, well, he's older than 18 months now, but 18-month-old, um, I just want to rest. I just want to sit down. I don't want to be running around, even though that's pretty much all we do. Um, so I thought this was a perfect kit for Mother's Day. I also loved how the rose gold went with the pinks and like the kind of like neutral color palette of this kit is just it's very pretty. I'm in love with the top of the bottom washi. This script is just really, really pretty. Um, so yeah, um, I started the same way we always do with the two pieces of bottom washi. I used the date covers from the kit, and I also pulled in um, this foiled lace from Sadie Stickers. Oh, yes, this was the week I tried using the floral trims as part of my date cover area. As you saw, I kind of ripped this one. You can't really tell looking at it, but I I did rip it. So be careful when peeling up your stickers here. Um, and I think this was when I learned that anytime I kind of want to layer like larger washi strips over something, that I should put all the under or all of the pieces I'm going to layer under it there first, because here you can see this Tuesday is not perfectly centered. So not only do I have to try to pull the sticker up without ripping it, I have to be careful about the other stickers around it. So that was a bit of a struggle. But it wasn't impossible, but it's one of those lessons. You would think that I would have learned it and done it on the other side correctly, but no, I didn't. I also learned that whenever I do these types of washi strips, I always have to start from my right because I am left-handed. So it's harder for me to like go from the left to the right because I am using my left hand to lay the stickers down. So my hand kind of blocks the edge. So it's harder for me to do that. And it's actually a lesson that I still keep learning every time I make spreads. I try to lay things down on the left and it never works out. Um, so yeah, so that was the date cover area, relatively simple. Then I'm using some of the lace headers to separate my date cover area from the rest of the spread. I like that these are like the gray color. It's it's really nice. It kind of matches like the neutrally vibes of this kit, and I'm quite a fan. And then I use some dotted washi. I believe this is also from Sadie Stickers to kind of hide all of those edges. Um, and I'm just going to repeat this on the other side. So this was the week of Mother's Day. I know it's well past Mother's Day, but I hope every fur mom, baby mom, plant mom, any kind of mom out there, auntie, grandmom, had a great Mother's Day. Um, we celebrated with my family. You'll hear about it later. So for the month script, I wanted to play with some of the layering elements that came with the kit. Um, I'm still trying to figure out how I like to do my like month script area. While I love the look of the horizontal sidebar, you kind of need a lot like those large monthly scripts usually come with like one per sheet, and can be kind of pricey. So I've learned that I kind of wanted to only keep those horizontal sidebars for more special events. Let's just say, not that Mother's Day week isn't a special event, but I had already planned to do kind of um, more straight boxes. I didn't tilt my boxes this week. Not that it was a struggle, but it was a different experience for me. Um, I'm. It's just a different way of thinking. Like for me, tilted boxes is like easy. Um, it's not difficult at all. So I lined my sidebar, one at the top, one at the bottom, with these with two of the full boxes because I wanted to use all of the full boxes in this kit. And then I grabbed some torn paper from the kit, and sadly, well, not sadly, but just to note, her film strip wasn't cut out in the middle, and I wanted to do some kind of layering under it and like around it. So I cut out the inside of the film strip. And to be honest, I didn't have a full vision for this. I was kind of making up as I go along. Oh, and I, that's right. I do realize like sometime after this, because I didn't do this whole spread in one go. I do realize at some point after this that I had rose gold roses that would have gone perfectly with this kit, like larger ones from where were they from? Where were they from? They were from Happy Sherpa Papery. Um, but I didn't remember them on this first day because I definitely would have totally used it behind this film strip here if I had remembered that I had them. But the stickers were already down. It had already been like a day or two, so I didn't want to try to pull the adhesive back off because it would not work. Once the stickers have been down for a few days, it's hard to kind of get them back up again. So this is my sidebar. Um, it's fun. I think I would have done something differently if I'd realized that I had one of these stickers, which we'll see later on. But I like how my sidebar turned out. So I'm just placing the full boxes around. I know I wanted to use the one with the foiled woman on like Sunday on Mother's Day. So it was just me trying to figure out which boxes I wanted to go where, and then using headers from the kit to kind of put them in places. So I found like I'm remembering that I had a little bit of difficulty with the headers just because the floral ones I think work for like boxes like that first one on Monday that are all solid. Like they're pretty solid across the board and they just have a piece of artwork on it. But they're not easy to use on these more kind of journal-y boxes. I started using some of these script boxes. So actually on one half of the spread is more of the floral um, headers, and on the other this side is the script boxes. You're going to see me pull these back up because I did not like how they looked with the floral headers. So I'm kind of figuring out how to do my headers here. So here's how the whole spread looks um before I start going into the day by day. So I always start my day by day marking Coffee Monday. I think this is one of the first kits where I actually also have like a full page of florals, or one of the first kits I used that I had a full page of florals, and I was learning that I loved having all of these florals to layer with. Um, it was fun, and here I'm realizing I pulled in some dotted dividers, and I wish I remembered that I started using those other ones, but we're here. What's done is done. Um, so Coffee Monday, I marked that it was Miko. He is my 11-year-old orange tabby. It was his birthday, so I marked his birthday with a cupcake and a foiled balloon from CD Stickers. Then I marked that I cooked dinner. So I don't normally cook dinner, but I cooked dinner that day. I'm the quesadilla master in our house. My husband's not great at making quesadillas. And then I did laundry. So here's this is like the fun thing I did for this kit. I found this cool torn page here, or torn paper here, and it had two straight edges, and it was the width of a column. So I was like, why don't I um, try to layer some florals, try to layer some foil under it, and kind of make it look like that this was like the florals were peeking out from underneath. And I really love how this looks. So since I didn't have a lot to mark on Tuesday, or at least nothing crazy I wanted to mark on Tuesday, that's what I did. I realized partway through, after finishing the first half, that I didn't click film, even though I did, or record. Um, so this was just me layering some foil elements interspersed with my florals. And then I looked at it and I said, I need some sort of foil inside of this strip. So I used some bows and some floral accents. So the bows came from Sadie, no, Sticker Grew, and the floral accents were from Sadie Stickers. And I remembered that I also had hearts, and hearts are always a great thing to use. Um, so yeah, I'm missing like the top half of this. I marked, what did I mark? I marked that, oh, the Met Gala had happened the week before, so I used those pumps to mark that I've been talking about Met Gala looks with my coworkers. Um, some stunning looks, some not so stunning looks. I mean, I didn't really care about the Met Gala before. It's just I happened to care this year, and also I was watching Luke from Hot Lamode's critiques on it. He's hilarious. I still need to finish watching his series on the Met Gala. So if you're curious, Hot Lamode, he has some really funny criticisms on funny and insightful. It's very clear that he cares about fashion. Um, so if you're curious on other people's opinions, I don't really have anything on fashion. Check him out. So I marked that. I marked that there was so much traffic on my commute home. And then I put away my laundry on Tuesday. And then so I took a break after finishing my Tuesday day by day. And that's when I remembered that I had these foiled roses that I actually used. I used like the silver version of in one of my April spreads for when Jesse McCartney came to Philly. Um, so I was kicking myself because I would definitely have used those in the sidebar if I had remembered earlier. But I went back and kind of figured out if there was anywhere else I could put these. So I peeled up a little bit on Miko's birthday section and put it there. So let's move forward to Wednesday. On Wednesday, I had marked a morning thunderstorm. And then, so my packages sometimes get sent to a different city, and it's a city that I had used to live in. And I was wondering why that kept happening. And then so my package got to Philly, then went to away from my current city, and then it stayed there for like almost like 5 days. So I had to reach out to USPS to be like, hey, my package has been sitting in this other city for 5 days. Like, why? Why is that? And why has this is like the second or third time this has happened to me now. Can we please investigate why? So I finally got a response on Wednesday about my package. And then I got some Happy Meal. Michelle from Michelle Beth Plans was doing a D-stash. More D-stash. I got her package. I was very excited because it had a lot of the Sadie Stickers mysteries that I've been missing. And then a family emergency happened that night. So if you saw on Wednesday, I used one of those foiled roses. I was so happy that I remembered them because they go so well with this kit. So Thursday, I started to mark that I had off of work. I don't really remember why I had off of work, but I'm not going to complain that I was off work. Um, and then I used one of the torn pages to kind of just create an interesting layout here. Um, then I marked That's right. My son is obsessed with one of our friends' dog, but they're across the country. So when our friend found out that my son was obsessed with his dog, he sent a giant version of his dog's head, Magoo. The dog's name, we call her Magoo. And I wasn't expecting it. So when the door opened, the package came through. I was like, "What?" A flat box was there. I was like, "What is this?" We open it and there's just this giant dog's head there. My son loved it. Um, so we got a surprise Magoo that day, and then we went to the playground twice. So Friday, we started the day with a Dunkin' run. I usually try to grab Dunkin' on my way to work, mostly because it is on my way to work most of the time. So I grabbed some Dunkin' that morning. I marked that with one of my Carly Plans cups. Then by we I mean I, oh, we started talking about the Eras tour. Because I think this was around the time that she started integrating Tortured Poets into the set list. And I have my thoughts on Tortured Poets. Um, I like the album, not in love with the album. I like the album enough. Um, I haven't actually, I watched the Arrows movie on Disney Plus, but I never have yet to see the Tortured Poets set because people are posting it everywhere, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. I'm just not like super interested. I mean, I know it's this from what I can see and hear and the snippets that I have caught, it's this fantastic theatrical performance. I'm just like not in the mood right now. So we talked a little bit about the changes to the Eras tour, and then I marked that I started working on my June theme in my bullet journal. I have these Polaroids that I wanted to use. So Saturday, we started the day with a Barnes and Noble's trip. Oh, this is really cool. See, here's the foiled rose, and I know I've used it before, but I wanted to layer it under this torn paper here, and so it kind of looks like it's peeking out. I these roses are so versatile. I really like them. They're a pretty good size, so I'm really happy with how they've turned out. And I've like this is the spread where I really started like getting my kind of like layering groove, like lifting stickers up and figuring out like that's what I really like to do. So let's see. So I finished that thing. Then I did some sticker shopping when I wasn't supposed to, but I did some sticker shopping, and then yes, we washed the cars at home. But it was a rough parenting day, at least for me. Sometimes it's it's hard because not only do you have to parent your child, you kind of have to parent yourself. Um, some days it's too difficult. So we're just gonna leave it at that. It was a rough parenting day. I'm glad my partner was around to help. Sunday was Mother's Day. I marked that we went to Mother's Day lunch with my family. We went to a Vietnamese restaurant in Philly. I actually don't think I had personally never been there before, or if I had, it had been a very long time since I've been there. So we just had a family style lunch. Got some boba tea afterwards from Mr. Wish. I had Mr. Wish before, but they're not my preferred boba tea shop. My preference is tapioca because I love fruit smoothies and boba together. My favorite. So we marked Mr. Wish. Then we had an early bedtime, but I could not sleep that night. So that was my week. So here are. Sorry, I'm struggling with the camera here. I've had this set up for a little bit, and I'm still struggling with the camera. So these are the leftover pages that I have. I used quite a bit from the kit. I'm pleasantly surprised. And then we're gonna do a flyover of how the spread looks. So again, I think I mentioned it in the last plan with me. I'm trying to figure out, how much I want to write, what I want to write. Um, I think for the next one, I do actually write it. So this is how the spread turned out pre-pen. Um, I hope, I think this is pretty much it. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.